Well, greetings for color fans, and welcome back to Metarog's channel. And today I have a bit of a cool video, I think, in that I'm going to go over the complete appearances of none other than that very hot and relevant character, MagicMan. I am talking in jest, of course. I bet most people have not heard of this character because although I think now he might have had some reprints or some appearances ever since he was been sold, but he started back in 1964 here in ACG's Comics Forbidden Worlds, first appearance here being in 125. And MagicMan is actually a magician, a sorcerer of sorts. His father was a sorcerer, and he inherited a lot of his abilities. He's actually hundreds of years old and has lived from 17th, 18th century through modern times, and decided because of the Vietnam War to become MagicMan and help out. And he has an interesting character. I think he has an array of powers: hypnotism and telepathy, telekinesis. He can shoot these bolts of energy. He can teleport, I think, turn invisible. He can fly. He has either enhanced strength of some sort. Just, you know, a very, very powerful hero in a sense, right? However, the way it's written, by the way, this was written by Zev Zimmer, which I'm pretty sure is Richard Hughes, because he wrote all the superheroes, except for Herbie. We'll get into that some other day. And art by Pete Costanza. And as you can probably tell, they kind of had a whimsical bent to him. He had a comic relief, which is Kilkenny, I think his name is, right here, this guy here, and which was his commanding officer when he was in the military, and now they're civilians and they room together. Yeah, so yeah, as you can see, a lot of like whimsical kind of tongue-in-cheek stuff going on. Some of the villains are, again, quite goofy, but, you know, sometimes they're quite powerful, right? So I just figured I'll show you a little bit in here. A little bit about what's going on in here. This is Dragonia, I do believe. And, yeah, I mean, some of the villains are more, you know, straight villainous. But generally speaking, the situations can be quite comical because of that Kilkenny guy getting into trouble and so forth. So I just thought it'd be cool to see all the appearances of this very, very obscure character. And he only appeared in Forbidden Worlds 125 through 141. And here is the crossover with Nemesis. If you want to see my Nemesis video, I also showed this villain this issue. Obviously needs a upgrade there. So quite beat up there. Again, you know, just really an immensely powerful hero here. But again, the way he was written and the way it turned out, sometimes, you know, if you just tied his hands and he couldn't gesture, then, you know, he was essentially powerless. He still could hypnotize you. As you can see here, at 139, he was no longer on the cover and reduced to a backup feature. And the last two appearances here were in 140 and 141, and really not to be heard again, at least I think until the 21st century. He did have that one crossover into another title here in Herbie, number 14, with Nemesis as well. So, you know, kind of interesting. I think that they actually did a 3-hero crossover here in ACG, even though they only lasted a couple years or so. You know, the hero lines. I think Herbie might have lasted a little longer than Nemesis or MagicMan, but I'm not too sure about that. So that's it. That's all the appearances of MagicMan. in ACG, and again, until I didn't research what happened to him much later on, but he hadn't appeared, at least through the 80s and 90s. So probably if he appeared again, it would be in the 21st century. Whoever held the license for him or the rights could have done new stories. But that's it. Let me know what you think. Again, very powerful sorcerer, kind of in the vein of like Dr. Fate, but again, much more in the whimsical vein, or the comic relief kind of hero. Maybe more like Shazam in that sense, where you had a lot of characters to make the situations more comical, or Plastic Man, somebody along those lines. So again, really cool to have these issues and read these stories. I think they're fun. They're not to be taken too seriously, not to be taken as as a logical kind of thing. Obviously, they didn't really, I don't think, explain why he was able to live 300 years, except that he was the son of sorcerer Cagliostro, I think. But anyway, I thought it was a cool little series to have, and it took me quite a few years to put them all together. But I'm glad I did. I'm as being a completist like I am. All right, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this kind of a shorter video today. I hope everybody can join me on my Tuesday live streams at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where I'm on with a bunch of great community members, and we see a lot of great comics. All right, everybody. Be kind to each other. Be blessed. Be back. Bye.